And it's now time for another edition of the Panthers Report right here on the Mark Moses Show, sponsored locally by Florida Tech Athletics. And so far, we have talked this fall with volleyball, men's soccer, and it's now time to talk some women's soccer here for the Panthers Report with their head soccer coach. She does a great job, Katy Freels. Coach, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me, Mark. Looking forward to it.
Appreciate you coming on. All right, let's start with this. You guys are 2-1-1 to start the early season. You had the tie over the weekend, 1-1 to Flagler. Coach, what happened in that matchup?
Yeah, so it was a good game for us. It was one of those that we ended up tying, but it kind of felt a little bit more like a loss. I think for us, there was the first half we came out and we played really well and controlled the game and created a lot of chances. And then second half, credit to them, they made some changes and defended us a little bit differently and posed some problems. And, I think it's one of those where looking back, we have a lot of lessons we were able to learn from it and a lot of growing moments. And, I think the girls are in a great spot and continuing to develop and just in our identity and how we want to play and also problem solving and taking what the game gives us a little bit. So it was a great game. I think, again, it was a little disappointing in the end, but it's still early in the season. We're still growing. We're still building. There's a lot of positive things we can take from it as well.
I get tell in your voice, Coach, you want to win every single time. You'll take the tie, but do you want to win? Is that what it is?
That's absolutely it. I think the girls, that's the standard that they have as well. And so, it's hard to take it when you don't meet the kind of expectations you have. But again, it's early. We have to keep it all in perspective. There's going to be ups and downs across the season. And at the end, if we're doing things the right way and playing the game well and solving problems and taking care of those details, I think it'll all pay off for us.
You guys are going to be busy this week. I know we're recording this on a Tuesday, and then you're going to play on the road tomorrow and Saturday. Tell us about the schedule, Coach, and do you like being a road warrior this early in the season?
Yeah, I think we've definitely challenged ourselves with our schedule, and I think that it's, while in the moment maybe it seems a tough moment for us, it's going to pay off in the long run, and we know that. I think, we just came back from a road trip, and we played 3 games in 5 days to open the season, and then now we start our last non-conference, and we start conference this week. So, yeah, I think the road games are very important. It allows us to, again, face a little bit more adversity in different fields, different conditions, different schedules for the girls. But it's, I think it's something that they look forward to, the bus rides and the time together. And, all in all, it's a great experience. And I think, again, it's good to have a lot of games back to back because it never really allows you to dwell too much on anything, and you just keep moving forward and keep progressing and growing amidst all the games.
Yeah, if you look at women's soccer, the Panthers, like I said, they're going to be on the road tomorrow. That's the 17th at Palm Beach Atlantic, then Nova Southeastern on Saturday. Tell us about this conference overall. I know it's not easy to take on all these great opponents. What are your thoughts, Coach?
Yeah, I think we've always had a really difficult conference, and there are no easy games. And I think we've seen that so far in the non-conference slate as well, where a lot of teams are having really good performances and good results, and it only makes us stronger as a team and us stronger as a conference as we progress into the end of the year. So I think it's a credit to every coach and every team and the support they get at their schools, and it's a great place to play soccer. And I know that, again, there's so many great teams in Florida that anybody in the Sunshine State could beat anybody, and I think that looking at the national map as well, it's very similar where our teams are doing really well against nationally ranked opponents. And again, it's just a credit, I think, to the caliber of players and the style of soccer that we're able to play in the conference.
We're here with women's soccer coach at Florida Tech, Katy Freels, talking about her team. Like we said, 2 games this week on the road. This is the Panthers Report. All right, you're a former player. You played at Auburn. You played professionally as well. What style of play do you like to play as the coach there for the Panthers?
Yeah, I think for us it's a very attacking style. We like to get on the ball. We like to control the game with the ball. We want to make sure we have really technical and intelligent players who can kind of, change with the tactical changes we like to make and understand the game at maybe a more sophisticated level. Obviously, all of that's great, but we also have to have the intensity and the mentality and those pieces as well with kind of the energy and the relentlessness and those qualities as well. So I think, all in all, it's a really fun style for the girls to play. We were able to get a lot of buy-in, I think, because again, it's, hey, let's get on the ball, let's have fun, let's play with joy, let's enjoy the game. And I think that's everybody wants to do that. That's the fun part of soccer, is creating and passing. And I think that it's been really good for us to be able to recruit players that fit within that style as well. So it's obviously, though, everything you always you set out to play a certain way, but you have to do what you have to do to win the game. And so I think that's a growth that we're learning as well. Is pretty soccer is great and fun, and we love it, but we also have to kind of dig down and win in those transitional moments as well.
How much does it help you as a coach that you were a former player and that you played at a high level?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot in terms of just our ability to relate with the girls and understand kind of what they're going through. We've all had experiences where we've not played well, or we're in this moment, and the girls, we can kind of empathize with them in those moments. I think it also allows us to just take experiences from all the different girls that I've played with and coaches I've played under, and kind of put those together in a way, and you always are learning. I think that's the biggest thing, is always learning from different experiences, and what I liked about my my time at different teams, and what I want to implement from that. And then I think that's invaluable in terms of building a program and building a culture and how you want to do things.
All right, this is the tough question for you, Coach Freels. When you were playing, did you ever think one day you'd be a head soccer coach? Was that part of the plan? You could be honest with us.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I looked that far in advance, maybe, but I always loved the game. I always loved the game from, the more cerebral aspect, I think. And when I was in college, I was always taking notes of trainings and writing down trainings and, things I liked and things I didn't. And so I think that, I've always kind of been developing ideas in that way. But yeah, coming into being a coach has been so fun, and it's so rewarding too. And, just the human aspect of coaching, I think that's something I never really anticipated, but it's a really cool thing that we get to do. And I think that combining both aspects of, coaching and then also the mentorship and the relationships, I can't think of a much better job, to be honest.
That's really cool. What type of athlete, when you're out recruiting, what are you looking for that next person who could become a player for you at Florida Tech?
Yeah, I think there's lots of pieces, and there's lots of pieces to the puzzle to make a team successful. So it's not a one type of player we need, as much as lots of little pieces. So if somebody's a really dynamic player and has great movement off the ball, that's a quality that we identify and we really like. If somebody's super technical, strikes the ball well, manipulates the ball well, that's something that we need. So I think it's just kind of putting those pieces together. We do need intelligent players that understand the game, because there's so much that we do with, movements and setups and structure in that way, that I think that's really important. They're also, I think, for me, the most important thing with recruiting is just getting that mentality piece right, because you want to get people in here that want to buy in, that want to get better, that kind of want to, pursue excellence and within their game and also within their study. So I think that just getting the person that's kind of, built in the same way that we play and coach is probably the most important thing. But again, everybody, when we go, we just want players to be themselves and to do what they do, and the special qualities come through, and that's kind of what we look for.
And if they have the talent of Mia Hamm, you'll take that as well, right, Coach?
Oh, for sure. We take that gladly.
We will take that for the team. Okay, since I brought that up, growing up as a football fan, who were your favorite players growing up?
Oh, that's a tough one. So back in the early days of the 1998ers, which was the women's national team that won out in California at the Rose Bowl, I really liked Tiffany Milbert. She was my favorite for some reason. I think just the way she played, she was really dynamic. But going kind of into the more modern era, Steven Gerrard was a big fan of Steven Gerrard. Obviously, I'm a Messi fan. There's nobody that plays the game better in my mind. But yeah, I think there's, again, a lot of those kind of technical midfielders that can create were my favorite. So there's a lot of them, but I think Stevie G from Liverpool's for sure one of the best ones.
What teams do you root for outside of Florida Tech Panthers? I know that's number one for you, but what soccer teams do you root for?
Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I think after they won in Turkey in Istanbul, that was kind of the moment that I became a Liverpool fan. So they're my number one. Obviously, the EPL we love watching, La Liga we love watching. So I think it's just, any good games is a lot of fun, but Liverpool would be the most one that we root for. And I think on the women's side, I do really enjoy watching the women's national team play. I think that they do a great job as well. And the NWSL is a league in the U.S. that's done really well similarly, and I think there's a lot of teams there that I enjoy watching.
Have you seen the Team USA women's soccer team play in person?
I have. Yeah, I have. Okay. I haven't in the last few years since Emma Hayes has come on, but yeah, they're a lot of fun to watch. There's just so many just dynamic and dangerous players on that team that it's a lot of fun.
I saw them play at Camping World Stadium. You know what? It might have been a decade now. Maybe it was like after they won the World Cup, and I was like, we have to, Coach, this was my thing. I'm like, we have to sit behind the goal. They're like, why? I'm like, I have to sit by Hope Solo. That's my favorite player. Yeah. I have to do it.
Okay, cool.
That's what it was. We had so much fun going to that. All right.
No, they did. They and that was right after the World Cup too. So there was probably a lot of excitement around.
Oh yeah.
Around the team then.
You're absolutely right. Okay, before I let you go, the team talking Florida Tech women's soccer. They're going to be at Palm Beach Atlantic coming up Wednesday night on the road. Then Nova Southeastern. Then I'm just looking at this. Then you're at Rollins. Man, when are you guys going to be back home here? It's going to be. Coach, Is it not till October 1st against St. Leo? Is that right?
Yes, sir. We're on the road a good bit, and that's just kind of how it worked out. But again, we embrace the challenge. We're excited about it. We start off with 3 very challenging Sunshine State Conference teams as well. So it's a good test for us. And again, I think the group's in a great place, and we've already kind of been through some tests in our non-conference. So I think we're really prepared for these moments. And again, we'll just take it one game at a time. And I think the girls are really excited about it all, though.
Okay, before I let you go, the bonus. I forgot to ask this. For the Panthers Report, do you want to give some love to your assistant coaches? Since you're getting all the love now, do you want to give them a shout-out?
Oh, for sure. I think we have the best staff in the country, no question. My assistant, Scott, he's phenomenal. He just understands the game so well and communicates it to the girls in a way that's really positive and fun and effective. And I think that genuinely, he does so much in terms of scouting and other teams and our film and mentoring different girls, and so it's really great to get to work with him. I think that we're really lucky at Florida Tech to have an assistant of that caliber. And then we also have Olivia Simmons, who she played at Vandy, and she's been just a great resource for the girls and how she comes in and her presence, and she's so positive and encouraging. So it's a great blend. I think that we're really protective of our environment. We have some great people and great minds in the game, and also just, again, I think everybody is aligned with the human aspect of coaching and investing in those relationships and winning that relationship game, which makes it, again, a really special family feel for everybody.
Great stuff. Coach, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. Good luck over the next couple weeks, and I hope I can get you on again for the Panthers Report, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.